Finals, Gym Challenge number 9. Allan Martinez and Grant Weldon. We are getting ready to get into this one. We've seen both of these teams earlier today. Bidoof is absolutely vibrating.
Yes, Bidoof is so excited for this matchup. This is actually very, very cool. I really, really like both teams. We have some really interesting Pokemon in the finals. Specifically, Regidrago's back in Ogerpon Teal Mask form, which has emerged today as the winner of the Ogerpons. It's always different. I feel like you could place bets on which Ogerpon's going to be placing the highest in the day because it changes all the time. Today it's Teal Mask.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the that's the fun part about Ogerpon is that all 4 of the forms are good.
Yeah.
And it's all up to the trainer to decide which one you want, which one works well for your team, and which one like gets the most value for you. And there's a lot of ways you can get value. Allan's team: Iron Hands, Ogerpon with the Teal Mask, Golden Go, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Hisuian Arcanine, and Roaring Moon. Grant's team is the Tornadus Incarnate, Regidrago, Rillaboom, Urshifu Single Strike, Farigiraf, and Heatran. We saw these 2 teams earlier. Grant's team we've seen twice so far. Once he brought the Regidrago for not a lot of use. The second time he didn't bring Regidrago at all. This time, not a bad matchup for the Regidrago. No. There's 1 Terra Fairy on the opposing team. Other than that, it can kind of cook.
It's not a bad option at all. In fact, especially against Roaring Moon, it puts pressure right away on Roaring Moon, which is the speed control on Allan's side. I do think it's not necessarily super safe, specifically because Arcanine and Golden Go, both resistant, are able to hit it pretty hard. But the good news about that, you got Earth Power, so you could just click that on, like, if you're facing something that is going to be resistant against it. There's a little bit of you have to worry about because obviously Ogerpon can outspeed, but Tornadus is just really in good shape for that Tailwind. And I think there's one thing that is really important if you do see Regidrago. You gotta lead Iron Hands, because not only will it take the Dragon Energy, but it also can fake out Tornadus and or force the Terra to Ghost, which is both of which going to be very important here for Allan. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hands lead here.
Let's be Tornadus Heatran on Grant's side, and Golden Go Roaring Moon on the other end for Allan.
This is okay. I think this is fine. Also, keep in mind this Heatran, it is Terra Fairy. However, it does not have Terra Blast. So, good news for Roaring Moon in that case, because it doesn't really have to worry about any specific moves doing too much
Roaring
damage.
Moon is kind of big chilling right now.
I think you just
it can Tailwind. Yeah, I feel like Tailwind's the easy answer, because it at least forces Tornadus to Tailwind.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, it is...
You can try to put pressure on the... I don't know. I don't know what you put pressure on right now.
It's max speed Roaring Moon, so it's kind of support.
Yeah.
You can knock off. I think ideally what you do here, and I believe this is the Terra on Allan here, and yeah, which is exactly what I would have done, which is you Terra your Golden Go and Nasty Plot turn 1, match the Tailwind. Tornadus cannot do anything to you. I mean, it's got Scary Face, and can't do that because you're Dark type, so you get your... But we're actually going to see knockoff right away, not Tailwind. Interesting.
Yeah, knockoff. Going to get rid of the Life Orb, so it'll do a bit less damage. Bleak Wind is the choice there, so neither side going for the Tailwind on turn number 1. Golden Go will go for the Nasty Plot, as you mentioned.
I think that's okay.
What does Heatran do? That's the big thing. Heatran goes for the Heat Wave.
That's safe.
Does some okay damage. Does get a crit on the Roaring Moon, and burns the Golden Ghost, so that's on a little bit of a timer now.
Ooh, okay. Actually...
it's not bad for either side, but Grant has to feel decent about how that all went down, because another Bleak Wind honestly puts both of those into okay range.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking this Bleak Wind is going to be kind of the key here. If you hit it, it's... But here's the thing. If you go for the Bleak Wind, this Roaring Moon is faster, and you're able to go for Make It Rain. So I think Allan's in the better position right now with that +2.
I would agree with that.
And so you just click Make It Rain. I know it's going to be resisted on Heatran, but a +2 Make It Rain should still do around, because it is Metal Coat, about 60%. So yeah. I think you're fine to just Tailwind Make It Rain. It forces them to go for another Tailwind or lose both Pokemon instantly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's that Tornadus can be kind of reactive here. The worst thing that'll happen to it is it gets brought to its sash, even if Tailwind happens here, which it will.
There's a Tailwind. Followed by a Make It Rain. Yeah, I think we were seeing that Bleak Wind potential, but the Make It Rain actually does not do a ton on the Heatran, and the Tornadus is Focus Sash, which is, it's fine, because the Focus Sash is very important in this case.
Bleak Wind misses. Roaring Moon, that's
Bleak
not
Wind
great.
Gaming.
It got the golden go. It got the golden go, and that's the big thing.
Yeah, and I think Heatran's gonna be able to. If it went for Flash Cannon, I don't think it did. I think it went for Heat Wave just to double up. But
I would imagine.
I think with a single target, it should be able to pick up a knockout on that Roaring Moon.
I don't think so. The last one was a critical hit, and it misses anyways. We won't get to find out.
This Roaring Moon, does this have Bright Powder? Urshifu, really good position here to come in because you got Aqua Jet to just pick up whichever. And actually, I personally think you just kind of let the Tornadus go for whatever it needs to. You go for.
I mean, Allan gets a double knockout.
Yeah,
period.
Pretty much.
So Tornadus is going to get Tailwind up, and then Grant's Pokemon are going to get knocked out. I think that's how this turn has to go.
Unless, I think this isn't what Allan did, but Allan could have also Aqua Jet the Tornadus to make sure it doesn't get its Tailwind up, and then go for a move.
Would
Although
that
I
have
don't think
stopped
the...
it?
I don't...
Tornadus is faster.
But there's already Tailwind on Allan's side, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So even through the priority, it
but regardless, I don't think it was the right play, because I don't think Roaring Moon would have been able to knock out the
I agree with that, yeah.
So we just kind of played the Surging Strikes here.
Yeah, and it's not bad, regardless. We'll see what's in the back for Grant, but it means that Grant has the delayed Tailwind advantage, but Allan's in a good spot to end this battle pretty soon.
Yeah, I think this is quite solid here. And we got, I know that there's that turn of Tailwind, so if there's Protect in play, that may be useful. Actually, specifically, if it's that Pokemon right there.
I'm not surprised to see the Regidrago here.
And the last one's going to be Rillaboom.
Rillaboom. They can stall out for a while.
Okay.
These two have the ability to stall out for just a while.
Right now, I think Iron Hands is the last Pokemon. Ooh, not what you wanted to see. I'm actually really surprised we didn't see Arcanine for Allan, because it's kind of your quintessential Regidrago counter. And you could just go I mean, you can't Terra it, but it would be weak to that Earth Power, so maybe Iron Hands is better. But this Regidrago is going to be able to put some massive pressure on. And one of these, I mean, I think right now you just close combat and knock off on Regidrago. You get one of the hits, so it helps. But
Roaring Moon will protect.
Maybe dual protect here.
You're not on too much of a timer for your Tailwind. I guess this stops the Fake Out turn.
I think you have one more turn, if I'm not mistaken.
There are 2 more turns of Tailwind for Allan, I believe, and one additional turn for Grant.
Yeah, so this next turn will be the last turn of Allan's Tailwind, and that's kind of important because...
I think this is the turn where Grant attacks, like full all-out attack this turn, and then protect the following turn, and then you have that additional turn of Tailwind.
I think you got a Surging Strike Regidrago, and then Acrobatics on Rillaboom. Yeah, because here's the thing, Regidrago is most likely going to protect, so that way it can outspeed on the next turn.
Yeah.
You do not want to take a hit from Roaring Moon.
I think this turn Regidrago wants to try to Dragon Energy for whatever damage it can.
But then it gets the reason I think it's well, the thing is, if knowing that Iron Hands is in the back for Allan is really important for him, because he can just be like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until to bring my Iron Hands on the one turn in which Grant has the speed advantage to just waste it for Terra Grass.
Rillaboom, Terra Grass.
This is definitely going for a Grassy Glide on the Urshifu Rapid Strike. I'm guessing we're gonna see Grassy Glide plus Protect on Regidrago here.
Yeah.
Oh no, Protect. Okay.
Grassy Glide. Into the Urshifu. One hit knockout. That's huge for Grant.
Yeah, that's the power of Terra Grass Rillaboom. It does a lot when it comes to that.
Knockoff onto the Regidrago with the critical hit.
Ooh.
That's big damage.
Ooh.
That's really big damage. Dragon Energy. This should finish off the Roaring Moon.
It doesn't.
It's barely not enough to finish it off.
This is why I think you needed to protect on that turn. And
well, here's the thing. Okay, so Allan's Tailwind is down. I think you can just say bye-bye to Regidrago and try to hit Draco Meteor here onto Iron Hands? Something like that?
Yeah, you're going to get... This Roaring Moon's kind of in a bad spot regardless.
Because Rillaboom should be able to finish off the Roaring Moon with Grassy Glide.
Yeah.
And Iron Hands after that is the only one left. And you can either just start clicking Earth Power or go for a Draco Meteor. It doesn't... Okay. I don't know which one is actually more useful at this point.
I think... Oh gosh!
Either way, I think Rillaboom's in a good spot.
Yeah, really good spot.
Because it'll be able to high horsepower, and and it doesn't really care.
Ooh, I'm actually surprised at that.
It's an interesting protect.
Yeah, I
Stalls
would
out
have.
the fake out turn.
I would have gone for a hit there.
Fake out onto Rillaboom. It didn't go for the Grassy Glide.
I believe fake out is higher priority than Grassy Glide,
isn't it?
and that acrobatics doesn't quite pick up a knockout though.
Knockout. It's close. This is getting real close.
That was crucial. I think getting that. Okay, at this point though.
Both tailwinds are down now.
So I think right now. You Earth Power the Iron Hands if you're Grant, and you go for the Grassy Glide on Rillaboom, and then.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that acrobatics was very important because
That was
now
very important.
Iron Hands is able to just go for that Drain Punch on Rillaboom and get rid of it, which is kind of objectively the more threatening Pokemon. With
at this point,
Iron
Iron Hands needs 2 more turns. If Iron Hands can get through 2 more turns, Allan wins.
Yeah, pretty much. Acrobatics goes first.
Whoa, no Grassy Glide.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa.
Well.
That changes the math a little bit.
I think that just kind of wraps it up in favor for Allan here. That Drain Punch is going to pick it up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Draco Meteor does come out. Gonna do medium damage to Iron Hands, about half of the HP. Drain Punch will finish it off.
There is
I know that it was resisted. I know that it's not the highest damage move in the world, but...
It should have picked up a KO.
It should have picked up the KO onto the... Roaring Moon there, but either way, Allan will win game number 1 of finals.
That was a close one. That was a very, very close one.
That was a very close game.
Either way.
Yeah. I mean, seriously in contention near the end there.
One thing I want to point out, that Draco Meteor did about half onto Iron Hands. That is without its Dragon
Yeah, that was
Fang.
without Dragon Fang.
So that will do maybe closer to 70% when Dragon Fang's in play. But that also is something. Roaring Moon, I think...
And Draco Meteor is about 20 points of base power lower than a full damage Dragon Energy. So it can be pretty close to knocking out Iron Hands.
Yeah.
It probably won't, but it will get pretty close.
I think the calc
if it has the max whatever.
Yeah, if it's like special, it's max special attack, max HP, or at least max special defense in general. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
I think even with just no HP and max best stuff, you're like 98% chance that you live it, so it's very close. But I think ideally that was a really good combo of Pokemon for both teams. I wouldn't really change anything, except I would change that Urshifu out in favor of Arcanine, which we did see Allan do. I just think having Arcanine in against Regidraco is kind of the play. Do you kind of have to wait your Terra on it just in case? But it's so dangerous because then Regidraco can't really touch Arcanine at all. But Roaring Moon kind of shined in that matchup, I think, too. And I think we're going to see it here again as a support Pokemon. Not only does it do nice amount of damage and chip, but it also is able to get rid of items, and that's huge.
Game number 2, Grant with the same lead, Tornadus and Heatran. On Allan's side, it's going to be the Arcanine and the Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon, once again, the Arcanine we're seeing for the first time. The Intimidate not really getting anything done here, but does have a decent value Rock Slide. It could switch out if it wants to.
I think, yeah, the Terra Fairy Rock Slide's really smart, to be honest, because you can just get rid of Torn, or at least chip Torn to focus.
I mean, the problem is you've got a little bit of a 50-50 with the Heatran here, where if you you either eat an Earth Power or you eat a Flash Cannon. We will see the Terra here.
Is that Arcanine? I do think doubling up on the Heatran's kind of fine. But I think I would have just gone for the Terra right away and then set up a Tailwind. But Tornado's going to protect. Okay, that works. That works. I mean, as long as you get speed control, that's what you needed.
It could be a double protect. No, it won't be. Heatran is going to eat the knockoff. Take a bit of damage there. Rock Slide. Going to go into the protect. Will land against Heatran. Not going to knock it out. Heatran is going to Earth Power into the Arcanine. Yeah. Not going to strike the new Terra Fairy weakness.
Yeah,
and
that's
now Allan's in a good spot. You can Tailwind for basically free. You can Rock Slide for basically free.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean,
Heatran's gonna protect.
That's obvious. I think right now you just double Tailwind, and there's one Tailwind. No Tailwind?
Yeah, actually, no Tailwind from Grant's side. Would have been priority otherwise. Rock Slide, going to go into the Protect.
I mean, that's okay, but...
You can Tailwind next turn. Down to Focus Sash for Tornadus. Hope we see what it's got to be Bleak Winding here.
Yeah.
Indeed it is. Do some serious damage to Arcanine. Not going to finish it off.
You know what, that does make sense, to be honest, because you realize only Tailwind after you've gotten to the Focus Sash, because not only is it going to give you that as advantage late game, but also you're not gonna move. if you play Tailwind the same turn as Roaring Moon will speed you the next turn, and you would have been Rock Slit at this point. So it was not a bad play at all, just to chip. But regardless, Allan's got the 2 fastest Pokemon on the field, and that is what's important.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly true. And Tornadus is basically forced to Tailwind here.
Yeah, if you want a shot.
Which then leaves... Arcanine's going to swap out here.
I think that's fine. Save it for the Regidrago, go into something that's more consistent, and then just focus on the Heatran to get rid of it.
Big Golden Go coming in. Heatran tries for the
double protect,
doesn't
yeah.
get it.
I mean, I would have done the same thing.
I like the idea. Tailwind. Now matched. This does mean that the Roaring Moon has to choose. It will choose to get rid of the Heatran. So Tornadus does have the opportunity to launch out another Bleak Wind next turn. Or even a Scary Face if it really wants to, or Protect if it wants to linger around longer.
Well, I feel like...
Now we got Regidrago in here.
I feel like ideally you just
bad.
Protect. Yeah, it's not...
Regidrago can just kind of launch. Yeah? It's got to be scared of Roaring Moon.
Yeah, that knockoff's kind of important. I think Golden Go sets up a nasty plot really safely here, and there's not anything that this...
Knockoff will come through, about half of the HP, knocks off the Dragon Fang.
You know what?
Bleak Wind Storm comes out.
Forget the nasty plot, just straight up make it rain right now and take this game. I think that's what happens.
That will certainly do a lot. Gets a speed drop there. Dragon Energy, that should finish the Roaring Moon. It does. Doesn't do much to the Golden Go. But a double hit here will certainly knock out both with a Make It Rain. And it will be the Make It Rain from Allan.
Yep,
and it picks up the double knockout. That leaves just 1 Pokemon remaining on Grant's side, or Allan can be crowned the winner of this tournament.
And you know what is really nice? Urshifu, Single Strike, weak to Terra Fairy. You could just go for, and Iron Hands as well.
I think Iron Hands is very calm right now. Like,
Iron Hands
will probably win a 1v1 against whatever.
Literally anything here. I mean, the only thing you would really want to be scared of would be Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, and even that's going to only do about 40% at maximum. Here, you can't fake out the Golden Go. It could just set up Nasty Plot. I mean, and if not, all right, I think you... I actually am surprised to see a switch out. I thought we were going to see fake out, set up Nasty Plot, and then you win. Like, that's it.
I mean, you can kind of do whatever you want here. If you bring in Arcanine, it's a little bit more insurance, make it lower its attack by 1 stage.
Which is valid.
And frankly, Arcanine can also just Flare Blitz.
I mean, you have so many options.
You have so many options here. There's literally nothing that...
like, anything would have worked if you switched, if you went for Nasty Plot.
Teensy bit of Arcanine HP back.
I think
Tailwind disadvantage in favor of Grant now, but shouldn't do really much. Yeah.
Just at this point, you chip. And also, let's keep in mind that Golden Go was -1, so...
High Horsepower doesn't pick up the knockout, and Flare Blitz certainly will.
And that means Allan Martinez is today's Gym Challenge champion! What a match. And I was saying earlier, I really like Allan's team. I think it's so balanced. What I was talking about earlier, it's got ways to handle so much. Ogerpon, Teal Mask form, you can Terra that, and all of a sudden your Ogerpon is now fastest on the field. You've got Roaring Moon as a really good Tailwind support that is an alternative to a Prankster, as well as doing some solid damage with knockoff. And of course, the core of Iron Hands, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, and Arcanine. Such a good combo in terms of offense. It's a really well-balanced team and captained by someone who knows a lot about reading their opponent. I mean, we saw it in the semifinals against Geo. Allan read that play like a book, and he was able to do it again here in the finals.
Absolutely. And now that means Allan's going to hold that Gym Challenge crown until the end of December when we get that blitz of 5 tournaments.
Yeah, it's going to be